Good morning, everybody. Preparations have been good, and as usual, we already are aware that we have a game tomorrow, which is the quarterfinal game against Zambia. So we've been trying as much as possible to make sure that we get the girls ready for the game tomorrow. So preparations are okay.
Ashleigh, from the players' point of view, can you please tell us how you feel about your preparations for tomorrow's match?
Hi, good morning, everybody. Um, yeah, it's going well. Obviously, it's nice compared to the group stage. We have a little bit more time between games, so that's put us in a good position. We've been on the training field the last 2 days. Obviously, we were training again today, and yeah, everybody's in good spirits. It's going well, and overall, I think the atmosphere in camp is calm but excited at the same time.
Thank you, Ashleigh. We will now open the floor to some questions from the media. Just a reminder to kindly introduce yourself and proceed with your question. Also a reminder to kindly stick to questions related to the match. We'll start there, please.
Hi there, question for Ashley, Maz from BBC Sport. Good luck for the game tomorrow. I just wondered what your thoughts were on a lot of the narrative building up to this game has been about one of the teams with the best defensive record against one of the teams with the best attacking record. And I wonder what you guys as players think about that, because I appreciate it's a very simple narrative.
Yeah, I didn't know that people were looking at it like that, but obviously we were really proud to go through the group stage and not concede. As much as we have, obviously people know us to have such good attacking threat, both starting and then the subs coming in as well. But we do take pride holistically as a whole team to defend well, protect our goal well. And I think you can tell in our games that we all defend as one and we try to attack as one. You know, it's not like we're relying on one sole goal scorer or anything like that. I think we have threats that can come from numerous places. So I think that puts us in a good position against a team like this. Obviously, we know that Zambia have really good attacking threats and we respect that. We obviously prepare well for that, but I said in a previous interview, we don't prepare for just two players, we prepare for Zambia as a whole team because we know that, you know, if you get consumed on two players, they can have threats that come from different aspects, which is, I think, the same for us as well.
Question in the front, please.
Good morning, Coach Madugu. Good morning, Ashley. My name is Adrian Adishara of Sports Splash FM Ibadan, Nigeria. My question is kind of similar to what the first journalist asked, but different. For me personally, I am scared, I am restless, and confused about this game, mentally, physically, and all because it's in Zambia, and they've been amazing this tournament. Top scorer, we have like two of their players as top scorers in the group stage. We have Baba Branda and Rachel Bundenaji. Coach, what is it like for you? And are you stressed? Are you scared? I want to ask. And you actually Plumpter from the player side. I know you said everything is calm. You guys are cool. You guys are collected and all. But how are you thinking about this match? Like physically, coach, when nobody's there, what are you thinking about concerning this game? I really want to know. Thank you.
Thank you. It is only natural that people make different assessments, and then based on your assessments, obviously, Zambia, we cannot take away the fact that yes, they are a good team, but they are not unbeatable. They are a good side, but they are not unbeatable. Anything can happen in a game of football. Just to give you a simple example, at the World Club Championship, nobody expected what happened in the final. So it's about football. For us, like Ashley said, we're preparing against Zambia, and it's Zambia that we're preparing for. We know the players, we know their strengths. We are also having our own plan of how to deal with that. The girls are in high spirit, they are fully ready for them. I mean, they too are very uncomfortable coming up against us because they know what we can also do. If you watch all the games we played, the strategies adopted by the opposition is not the same in all the other games. If you go and analyze all the matches, the game against Nigeria and the teams in our group was not the same approach that all the other teams adopted in their various groups. So it's going to be more of an open game, and then they do their bit, we also do our bit. For us, calm down, calm down.
Next question on this side, please. Okay, we'll take a question from this gentleman here in the meantime. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Good morning. Victor Ademola from Nigeria. Coach, from our performance at the WAFCON over the years, 9 times champions, no silver medal, bronze just once, and first place twice. We've never lost at the quarterfinal stage before. So a lot of Nigerians, of course, will count that if you don't make it to semifinals, maybe it's not going to be a successful outing. Because of how we've played at the group stage. So, Coach, my question is, how do you prevent or how do you avoid turning this pressure to a distraction? Because it seems like it's a much fun game for us against Zambia. And so, actually, how you have set our position Zambia so far at this competition? For instance, because we're also considering four times at the group stage.
Thank you. You see, let's not forget the fact that we all believe in God and there is destiny. There is destiny. Those times we won, it was not as if we just won because we were Nigeria. That was how God wanted it. When we equally lost and played in the third place matches, we didn't go to the tournaments preparing to come third. Even when we came fourth, it was not a deliberate plan that this is where we want to be. Everybody wants the best. You plan to win, you plan to win. But then, if fate says you will not win, is there anything you can do? That's not our wish. It's not our wish. And things can happen the way they happen. But like we said, our mindset, our preparation, the mentality, the attitude, and everything is about winning. And that's what we are going for. But we cannot change anything that God has decided. Thank you.
Thank you. Lady there.
Good morning, Coach. Amara from Nigeria. Zambia just scored 6 goals in this tournament. Yeah, obviously an attacking team. Do you think we are likely going to score more goals against them since they will be as defensive as the team in the group stage?
I cannot determine the number of goals that will be scored in the game. But like I said, for you to win a match, you have to score goals. I hope and expect that the Nigerian team will score goals and will win the game.
Coach Amarachi Nata from Villa Media from Nigeria. We noticed that Ifeoma Onumonu did not train with the team yesterday. Can you tell us about that? What's the reason why she didn't train? Is she in good conditions and what happened?
Ifeoma was not in good condition because she had a slight, she was not fit because medically she had a slight challenge, but she's getting much better. This morning we spoke with her and she's getting better. We are hoping that by tomorrow's game she will be fully ready for it.
Lady in the front, please. Yeah.
Good morning, Coach. My name is Bioso Ishuku from Nigeria. During the last press conference, I asked you if we have a goal scoring problem in the Super Falcons team. And I know training and the match are two different things, but going by your last training, are there any indications that will change against Zambia?
Yes, like I promised also, it's an area that we are aware that we have not done too well, and we have also been trying to work on how to improve on that area. And the few sessions we have had, we've done something in that regard. But these are things that take time. It's not a magical thing that because you just do it once or twice and you think everybody becomes perfect over it. It takes time. It's a continuous process. So we're still working on it, and we believe that we hope it will be better tomorrow.
Thank you. The gentleman at the back, please. Yeah, that gentleman.
Hello, Doug from ESPN. Question for Ashleigh. Barbara Banda was banned from the WAFCON in 2022 for failing gender verification. Now she's here, and you get to play against her. How inspiring has it been for you to see her rise over the last few years, moving to the USA, one of the most expensive players in the world? Can you talk about how you've appreciated her meteoric rise over the last few years?
Yeah, I don't know Barbara personally, but I do remember when all the stories came out and she had a lot of backlash, even when she won, I think it was BBC's award. And just as like I said, I don't know her personally, but as a human being, I have a lot of respect for her because I imagine anybody going through that's really tough. But for her, like she's been able to silence everybody. She continues to come out here and perform. She performs with a smile on her face, and you can see that the whole team and country get behind her. And even the women's football world got behind her as well. So for sure, I have so much respect for her. And again, I'm lucky that I've got to play against really good players in my career, and I've not been able to play against her yet. So I really do look forward to come up against her and have that test.
At the back, please.
Good morning, Coach. My name is Ayola Adeleke from Platinum News, Nigeria. The first match against Tunisia we played well, but against Botswana and Algeria we struggled a bit. Someone is curious to know what lessons have been learned going into this game against Zambia.
With every game, you learn lessons because you do an analysis of your own team performance. What did you do well? What did you not do well? Why did you not do it well? And then you work on that to make sure that you get the team better. So let's not be unmindful of the opposition's approach to playing against a team that decides to park the bus and then play, a low block. It's not always easy. You can check everywhere. It's not easy. But even in spite of that, the girls have been able to create opportunities. It's just the conversion that has been our problem. In most of the games, in spite of the low block that the opposition adopts, they still make effort and they create opportunities. The conversion was the problem, and that was our major, headache. We hope that it will not be the same, that there will be more spaces with the expectation that they will be able to utilize the opportunities that will come their way also. But certainly, I trust and believe that the girls will make an impact. They will create scoring chances. I pray they convert those chances into goals.
The lady in the front here, please.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Ashleigh. My name is Ponja from Nigeria, PBS Media. My question first is to Ashleigh. You made it to the best 11 on the group stage. Congratulations to you. That's outstanding. And to Coach, two of your players made it to the best 11 in the group stage. How did that make you feel?
Well, it's a good thing to have your players being recognized with they are being among the best players at the group stage of the tournament. It's a good one. It's a reflection of their performance. And, we will not question why maybe we didn't have more than that. That is the assessment of the technical study group, which we highly respect. But it's a good thing. We're happy about that because there are countries that don't even have a single player on the team. So it's a good thing that we have that, and it's also serving as another angle of motivation for the players to also do better. Ashley, in the last two games she played, she was very outstanding. She did very well in both games, and that accounts for why she was there. Rash, the captain, also did her bit, and that is why she is also there. Going forward, I expect that we will have more players, coming into the next selection that will be made, either at the end of the tournament or in the next subsequent stages of the tournament. So it's a good one for us, and we're motivated by that. We're quite happy about it.
Ashleigh.
Yeah, when it was posted and announced, I was honestly a little bit surprised. Yeah, honestly, I just feel at the end of the day grateful to be part of this team. I actually think when you're around good players, it makes you play better. And a good friend of mine always says a high tide raises all boats, something like that. So like we have a good team that helps me perform the way I can. I think ultimately it's a reflection of everybody. The way that we perform, like Coach Justine said, I think like there's plenty of players that could have made that 11, and yeah, you just happen to be one and a representation of the bigger picture, and that's how I always look at it. So yeah, it's nice to be personally recognised. Like I said, it was a surprise to me, but I just feel grateful that I get to go out there and perform alongside these incredible women that feel like sisters to me, and I just hope now going forward, like obviously we appreciate that, but going to knockout rounds is a completely different picture. So we take the things from the group stage, we try and harness some of the things that we probably could have done better with, and then hopefully in the knockout rounds, obviously it's anybody's game. So we want to make sure that we put those performances into the next round, because nobody thinks about the past when you're trying to get to the next round.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Ashleigh. My name is Chansa from the Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation. Many are likening, this is for you, Coach, many are likening the game against the Super Falcons and that of the Copper Queens as a final in the quarterfinals. Is it something that's giving you sleepless nights? And obviously, probably you'll be going up against a team that has got a good front line with a bit of some defensive hiccups there. Just how are you hoping to utilize Zambia's weaknesses, and what do you make of their strengths heading into this game? And for you, Ashleigh, obviously women's football in Africa has grown to the extent that we are producing good players, record-breaking players in terms of figures. Just what does this mean? And to the young players that are actually making their debut at this tournament, just what word of encouragement do you have for them?
Thank you. Like we all appreciate and recognize, the Zambian team, like we all know, we have said severally that they are a good side. They have come of age, and they pose a lot of threat based on the quality and the caliber of players they have in the team. That also comes with extra pressure on anybody. It comes with extra pressure because it doesn't give room for mistakes. You must get ready, fully prepared for them in all aspects. So for the game tomorrow, we know what they can do. We're equally prepared and ready for it, and we'll wait and see at the end of the game.
Yeah, I think I always say since I joined the team in 2021, I knew the amount for us personally is Nigeria and how much talent there is. So just to be able to be invited into camp, to be able to compete alongside these players who have some incredible raw talent, it's definitely helped me improve as a player. I think you mentioned about the next generation. I think that's one thing when I joined the Super Falcons, I knew the responsibility I had for others who, like my journey, it resonated with them, young people. I think I always say my siblings are probably my biggest motivation, and actually was the big drawing point for me wanting to represent Nigeria and know more about my heritage. And yeah, I think we obviously now we're in a privileged position, the current players on the team, we get to continue paving the way that so many players beforehand paved for us, and we hope that the next generation, we have young players that are on the team this year, and they've settled in really well, they've performed really well, and it's nice to see that they'll become the next ones that stay in the team for however many years. So it's just nice that I'm part of something that's existed way before myself and it will exist way after. So just to play a small part in that is a huge privilege for sure.
The lady there, please.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Ashley. Good morning, Coach. A follow-up on what you said. You said you were surprised to see that you got the lead. My name is George. I'm a father from Nigeria. I live in Zambia. You said you were surprised to see that you were in the starting 11. I don't know how much you follow social media, but you're like a fan favorite Banco. You were given the name of Oyibo. How is that a motivation for you to go into the next game? I know you're taking it game by game. To go into the next game and see yourself win your first WAFCON, saying that you missed out in 2022.
Yeah, I can never speak highly enough about the amount of support that I get. It overwhelms me to a sense that it often makes me quite a very emotional person. So, like, to have that support is huge. Again, I always say, like, I'm just one person representing something way bigger than me. And yeah, like, to have that kind of appreciation and support based on, I guess, the efforts that I put in. I know my journey's not necessarily been very smooth in the sense of like overcoming some injuries and still having to manage a couple of things here and there, but I just relish every chance I get to go on the field and represent Nigeria. It's a feeling that is actually indescribable. I couldn't put it into words. So yeah, to have that support again, like when I say it's bigger than me, it's like I represent those fans who live for Nigerian football. I represent, like, again, I'm just part of a bigger collective. So for me, like when I say I'm surprised, I don't think I sometimes give myself enough credit for recognizing like my own accomplishments. I'm not talking about it now, but I just, like, honestly, it's just a lot of hard work. It's a lot of honest self-reflections, trying to live in my purpose. And I know there's obviously a lot of support, but there's people who question me as well. But I feel as if I've always tried to stay as true as I can to myself. And I guess the rewards that come for that are from sticking to that path of me just following my own purpose.
We have one final question there, please. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Isaso Baiwan and I write for The Guardian. Coach, you've had 20 players, you've used about 20 players so far in the tournament, but you haven't used Chisom Okafor. And you brought in Chisom Okafor and you didn't bring Monday Gift to the tournament. So a lot of people are curious. Why haven't you dressed her? Why haven't you given her an opportunity? And for Ashley, a lot of people don't know that you just got your UFAB coaching badge. So you're not only a player now, you're also a coach. You can coach. So you obviously see the game from a coach's eye as well as a player's mind. So what has it been like for you playing the WAFCON and looking at it from both angles? Thank you.
Thank you. Choma Okafor is an integral part of the Super Falcons squad. And started preparation. She has been with us. She didn't play in the first game, and we're hoping to use her in the next game. Unfortunately, she sustained an injury. At hand, and the doctors gave a medical advice based on the operation that was done on her hand that she cannot use it to play any game until after 12 days. She cannot use it to play any game until after 12 days. And I think it will not be wise for us to go against medical advice because, her colleagues, her teammates understand the situation. We allow her to train a little bit because we have the expectation that she can still be useful going forward. And even at that, her teammates are very cautious of that. When it's against an opposition, somebody could deliberately target that, and then the aggression in match situations is quite entirely different from in training session. So we're not going against medical advice that accounts for why she has not been able to appear in any of the matches. Thank you.
Yeah, so I got my coaching license. It's something that I was working towards for a long time. Even when I was back at Leicester, played for Leicester City, I started my UAP. It's something that, like, I've coached youth teams before. I coached the under-12s at Leicester on the women's side, and I just feel so much fulfillment in like young player development. I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do with it yet.
Might be a national team coach.
No, I actually, that would be too much of an ask for me. Like I said, I like youth development, and do you know why? Because I think I always say that football is a driver for so much more, and that's what it's been in my life anyway. So like when I got to coach under 12s, it wasn't necessarily about football specifically, it was being a part of their development, because football just became like a confidence booster for them, but also showed areas where like they probably felt a little bit insecure, and I got to be a part of that, where I believe that you build like a trusting relationship with a player, and they trust you as a coach. You can get things like bring things out of them that they didn't even know, and I'm hoping like going forward I can be a part of whether I'm coaching a youth team or in some kind of management position. I just know the power of football and sport to impact a young person's life and their trajectory going forward. You know, there's so many stats out there that say that so many kids drop out of sport altogether, never mind football, so young, based on self-esteem issues. So yeah, I'd love to have an impact on that, and I was lucky enough that I got to do coaching in the UK and in the Middle East, getting that qualification. So it was nice to be, even like having I had to like coach some girls who couldn't speak English, who spoke Arabic, but like football is a communication lesson in itself. So it was, again, very fulfilling and a good learning lesson for me. And yeah, no, I don't see myself being a first team national team coach. Maybe again that's my own my lack of self-belief, but I know how hard the job is, and it's too much pressure for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for the pre-match press conference.